meteorologist James Sahara and Storm Track 8 weather. Sponsored by Mel Foster.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, with the temperatures still plunging, and anybody who hasn't been outside in the last, 3-4 hours,
right.
It's a lot different picture out
Yes.
there. But add the wind chill, and it's temperatures that we are not used to right now.
We haven't felt this since, March or so? I mean, it's really a big change, no question about it, just with the temperatures falling, with all this wind that's taking place. And that's going to continue on as we go, at least for the first half of this weekend. Goodness, I tell you, I already missed nice warm weather. It was actually well in the 60s around lunchtime, and temperatures have been dropping ever since. Look at these lower 40s that we see from Galesburg, Clinton, Burlington, even around the Quad Cities. Yeah, these temperatures will continue to drop with numbers either at or just below the freezing mark. And that's not even including the wind chills that are out there, which will very likely be around those lower 20s. We've been seeing a lot of broken clouds around the area, no snow falling. That's way up into our north on the backside of that area of low pressure. Ahead of it, of course, we've been seeing a fair share of some showers and thunderstorms around the Hoosier State, making its way around the lower peninsula of Michigan. Now, these lines that you see right there, folks, those are lines of equal pressure. Okay, and when these lines of equal pressure, or what we call isobars, get really close together, well, this is what we call a strong pressure or steep pressure gradient. In layman's terms, it's just a whole lot of wind. And with the system moving ever so slowly eastward, well, that's why the winds are going to stay strong the way they are and will continue overnight. So that is why we had the wind advisory out, only because that the winds could very likely gust over 45 miles an hour. In fact, currently we have that in the Quad Cities. Last check, it was over 47 miles an hour. So this is what we'll be experiencing throughout the entire Hawkeye State and at least the northern half of Illinois until about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. After 6 a.m., then those winds will be below severe limits, but still going to be quite breezy out there as well. Here's our future track. You can see the broken clouds, and these are the winds that we expect to see as we go through the overnight hours. We move the clock all the way to about 7 a.m. and still going to be downright chilly. By then, we're talking about wind chills on average, around 20 degrees or so. At least the skies will be improving as some dryness pulls in. But I got to stress, don't let the sunshine fool you, because those winds still will be quite chilly, not allowing the temperatures to climb much at all. In fact, we're looking at temperatures not even reaching 40 degrees, staying in the 30s from Maquoketa northward in Galena, around 40 degrees expected in Sterling Rock Falls, Clinton, Walcott, and points southward, with the warmest I can find in the area, maybe around Mount Pleasant, around 43 degrees, awfully cool in Wapello, and even around Princeton, around 39 in the Quad Cities, about 41 degrees with wind chills. By later tomorrow afternoon, as those winds ease up a little bit more, will only be around the freezing mark. So, boy, do bundle up, especially if you're heading off to the parade come tomorrow morning. Now, as we make our way into Saturday night going into Sunday, the winds will ease up even more. Lots of sunshine for our Sunday. So that's some good news going into the weekend. Still going to be cold, but at least less wind. And then as we get to Sunday evening, look at this. An area of low pressure comes in from the west. And ahead of that, we get that return flow of air. That's good news, because as we go through Thanksgiving week, temperatures will be very pleasant indeed. What will, though, get caught up in this flow will be at least a couple of rounds of some wet weather. I'll show you when that arrives coming up in just a minute. Windy and cold tonight, 32 for the overnight low. Those wind chills will be dropping in the 20s and stay there through really most of the day, heading into our Saturday with a daytime high of 41 degrees. 42 degrees on Sunday, and then here comes the pleasant air starting Thanksgiving week. Look at that. There's that chance for some wet weather developing later Tuesday. Last of the raindrops at this point should be ending around sunrise on Wednesday. And those temperatures still look nice. Dry weather, too, going into the holiday weekend with temperatures actually improving.
Good.
Looks like at least a trend that we see into the lower 50s.
It's a better trend than we were seeing, so hopefully those improvements
big time.
will stick. Thanks, James.
You bet.
Just ahead in sports, remembering a legend. Thousands flock to the field house. Find out what made Coach Duncan Reed special, both on and off the court. Matt's coming up next with News 8 Sports.